College football pregame here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel. We're showing off the new and improved Doak Campbell Stadium, a $265 million transformation to this 75-year-old stadium. AD Michael Alford called it amazing and classy. The entire west side was totally demolished, rebuilt from scratch. Of course, this is all for the fans, but the fans, they want to see wins. BMAC and Danny Kanell sat down with the guy expected to bring those dubs to Doak.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it. I want to start off with something BMAC and I just saw for the first time, and that's the stadium renovations. We just got done. Our jaws hit the floor when we saw what's going on. How excited are you for the Florida State fans to get to experience the entire new atmosphere here in Tallahassee?
No, I mean, it's incredible, and you guys helped build it. I mean, every facility, all the upgrades, the investment, the support. I mean, it's been remarkable. And to see a venue like we have in the renovated Doak Campbell Stadium, obviously the new football facility that we're moving into here this fall. I mean, it's special. And I mean, this is a special program, and it's going to be just an incredible experience for our fan base. And I cannot wait to get back to be able to run out of that tunnel in front of a sold out Doak Campbell Stadium. It's going to be rocking.
When it comes to the on-the-field element, what was the biggest lesson you learned from a year ago as a head coach that you could utilize for this upcoming season?
I mean, it's critical that we all uphold a standard. I mean, when you play here at Florida State, I mean, there is an expectation, and there's a way that you play football here. And I thought there was times where and everybody's accountable to it. Myself, coaches, players, everybody involved, and and that's one of the big focuses we had coming into this year. And it started in December for the guys that were returning, and it started for every guy that came in this program. I wanted guys that brought an absolute edge to each and every day. I mean, you got to compete. You got to compete on the field. You got to compete off the field, and the willingness to rise up in those moments and to overcome whatever the circumstance is, because everybody can point circumstance, but can you rise up in that moment and go be your best and compete to win?
I'm really excited to see Tommy Castellanos, the new quarterback, coming in with Gus Malzahn, new offensive coordinator. What type of wrinkles should we expect from the Florida State offense to try to take advantage of this defense of Alabama, which is pretty nasty?
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep them off balance, and ultimately, we're going to attack. I mean, we've got Gus is one of the most innovative offensive minds in the country. I think Tommy's done a great job of being able to come in and take full reign of the things that we're asking him to do. He's got a talented group around him, but it starts with the mentality, and we got to go attack, and that doesn't mean just any type of special play, but it means just the mindset of being able to push the ball down the field. All right, when you get the ball in your hands, we got to make sure that we're pushing forward against a very talented Alabama defense.
What is something that you've learned about Tommy, your new QB1, that you did not know before Tommy joining the team?
Just his impact within the locker room. I mean, he steps on the field and 10 guys on offense are better. And ultimately, the competitive aspect of it, I mean, he makes the defense better on just his mindset and approach. And he has really poured everything that he's had into this team. And, I think when you look at even his journey, you can point to a year ago, he's been in multiple different offenses. And, in every one of those offenses, I think he's been able to take bits and pieces to develop as the total player that he is. What he is as a passer, obviously been able to utilize his athletic ability as a runner, but really his command and having those guys on the field, the confidence they have in him and the trust that he's been able to build through this last 8-9 months has really been remarkable.
He's got a ton of confidence, no doubt. I mean, I don't know about you, B-Mac, but Coach Bowden used to always preach, don't give anybody any bulletin board material. And he was out there. He said some things that caught a lot of attention this offseason. What was the message to him after that? He's really kind of backed down and said, hey, I want our team to feel that confidence. What was kind of your reaction when he had those comments about Alabama?
Well, obviously we want to show respect to all people that we compete against. And, but at the end of the day, confidence comes through work. And I've watched them work. I watched this football team work. I've watched them work and compete, throughout this offseason. And, got to go be it. And at the end of the day, I've got a lot of confidence in the guys that I get to coach, and the opportunity that's in front of us. But words only go so far. We're going to get an opportunity to step on that field at 3:45. Here, and it's going to be an exciting time, and really looking forward to seeing our guys compete.
Now you talked about the Gus bus, as I like to call Coach Gus Malzahn, and the offense. But we all know defense win championships. All right, defense win championships. You have a new defensive coordinator in Tony White. Tell us a little bit about what his mindset is on the defensive side, and what should we expect to see tomorrow against Bama?
Yeah, I think Tony's remarkable, and when you look, so much gets caught up in what's the scheme? Is it 3-3? Is it 3-4? 4 down? And he really has shown tremendous versatility throughout. But it's a style of play that I love, and that's really what kind of attracted me to bringing him here. And this opportunity is just the speed, the dominant contact, the playmaking, position, the positions he puts his playmakers in. He's had 4 straight years of top 25 defenses, and since day one, just being able to instill that into our players and being able to utilize the different skill sets and the different personnel packages that we can implement. I'm very excited to watch the Seminole defense play, and he's done a wonderful job in leading them.
If you could boil it down to a couple simple things, how does Florida State walk out of here with a win against Alabama?
We got to play smart, and obviously there's going to be a physical element in every play, offense, defense, special teams, but we got to play smart. There's going to be so much emotion, so much passion. We can't have the self-inflicted, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to be able to own the football. You got to make sure that we're playing from ahead of the chains. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you got to go block, tackle, and obviously when the ball comes your way, go make a play on the ball. But I think if we can do that, if we can take all the emotion and all the buildup and everything that's in this game, and we can play smart and then throw every single thing that we have at them, I'm excited for our chances and excited for what's ahead.
We used to say in Pittsburgh, make the routine plays happen routinely. That's what good teams do. It's not the miraculous plays. It's the routine plays, and that caters on to what you gave us. I feel like, of course, you're excited about Tommy, but is there another player, Coach, that you're excited to see on the football field tomorrow?
Well,
you don't have to put a spotlight on someone that kind of gets extra attention, but is there a guy that you're fired up to see?
I really think that we got a couple of receivers that I think are dynamic. And, Deuce Robinson, he's 6'6", he's 230 pounds, can really run. A guy that can do so many things across the board. And Squirrel White, I think he's one of the fastest players in the country. And he had a game a couple of years ago in Tuscaloosa where his 10 catches for over 100 yards. So these guys have been in these games, and now they've been able to forge their role and an opportunity here. Defensively, I think Earl Little is a guy that really stands out. Him and Darrell Jackson, I think they have taken such a command and such a control within this defense, and expecting big things from them, and excited to see them play.
There's always so much turnover across the sport now with the transfer portal, player movement, another year. You guys have a lot of new faces out there. How does this team differently, maybe that you already know character-wise, mentality-wise, that's different in the past few years you've been here?
Well, we've seen it done at a very high level. You look at 22, 23 seasons where guys were able to come in, well, they were here for 1 year, for a couple of years, but they bought all into Florida State. The standard, the expectation, the relationships, and guys that were tremendous leaders. And that's what I think I've seen, or I know I've seen with this group. They've come in and even through the process of recruitment and guys deciding whether it was high schools, we're going to have even the true freshmen, they're going to come in and have an opportunity to impact our team here tomorrow. I'm fired up about them, but it was still that mindset and approach to what was going to be required of them. And I wasn't looking just for somebody to come in and just sport a jersey for a year or whatever that time might be. I want somebody who's going to pour their heart into this program. They're going to be willing to give everything that they have to put us in a position to represent it the way it's supposed to be done.
You talked about that 2023 team that was undefeated. Clearly, there were leadership up and down that roster in terms of leadership roles. Who has really defined themselves as potential leaders for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think Tommy has done a remarkable job. Roy Dell Williams, really, really great job. Up front, Luke Pettibone is a guy that transferred in from Wake Forest, and he has been remarkable. I think he's got a chance to be one of the top centers in the country. Mm-hmm. Really a special player defensively. Justin Cryer, I mentioned Darrell and Earl. I think both done a great job, but Justin Cryer there at linebacker position, and a guy that you're going to enjoy watching is Jerry Wilson. Coming in, he is like
4 interceptions last year.
His energy that he's brought. It reminds me so much of when Keon came in. Keon came in the summer, hit the ground running, and it was just the work, the passion, the challenge of competition, and he really brings that on a daily basis, and our team has embraced him in such a special way. So really, I'm excited to watch him play tomorrow.
I got a soft spot for those corners.
Yeah, you do.
No question. I can't
Coach,
wait to see him.
we really appreciate the time. Fired up. Can't wait to watch this team play.
Well, excited to have you guys back home, and go Noles.
That's right.